Hello, everyone. This is Calvin Butler with the Booking Freight from Home show. Once again, we want to thank y'all for joining us. We also have our friends on Facebook who are joining us as well, and we are broadcasting live on several Facebook groups and platforms this morning. Every Saturday, 10:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are here in Tallahassee, Florida at Avenue 2915 Sierra Road. So come on down, join us here in our live studio, as you can see, in our live studio. Come on down, join us in our live studio, and we will show you how to book freight from home and hopefully get you on the way to earning some good money. Now, let's go start sharing our screen, and we'll start to share our screen here. Okay, make sure everyone can see us. Can everyone see our screen now? All right, the people who are on with us on conference call, can you see our screen?
Yes, we can.
All right, great. Just want to make sure you all can see our screen and everything. All right. Great. All right, let's do our roll call. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. Let's do our roll call. And today we have in the house so far, we have Davis Monty. How you doing, Mr. Monty? Thank you for joining us. We have Frederick Salter. We have always Charles Mundy. We have James Nelson. We have Tashawn Gibson. By the way, congratulations to Tashawn Gibson. I think this is your first, you processed your first completed invoice and got paid yesterday. Is that right? Tashawn got that money in his pocket. He don't want to talk now.
No, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Yeah, I got paid yesterday, man. I appreciate y'all processing that for me.
No problem. We do take care of processing for our subscription members, and if you have a good relationship with your carrier, that process goes very fast. I think Tashawn, you sent that in on Valentine's Day, and then you got paid on it yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah, so a one-day turnaround. Yeah, I mean, you can't get much better than that. So that's a pretty good turnaround. So,
definitely can't, man. I texted my carrier today, you know what I'm saying, just to thank him, because I told him it'll be probably like Monday or something, but he
great.
Came through, so it was like good. Yeah,
go ahead and get him out on another load, and that carrier should be good for about 4 loads per week, right?
Yeah, about that, but he also booked for himself too, so I'll probably get him by like 2 out of that 4.
Yeah, that carrier should be good for about 4 loads per week, and you should be good to go. And there you go. So, but congratulations to you on that. Just wanted to make that acknowledgement. Also in the house, we have Kim. We have, Miss Kim Hudson, and we have Lynn Davis, and we have other people who are signing on as we are on here right now. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get this show on the road. All right, everyone can see our screen. Now, today is all Q&A. Today is all Q&A, questions and answers, because we've been getting a lot of questions on our private chat groups. A lot of questions. We have a lot of new people. We have a ton of new people, so obviously we have a lot of questions. I'm going to go over some of the highlight points and some of the highlight questions, and then you all can come in with your questions, and we'll try and get everything answered for you all today. That's why we're doing an entire show on Q&A. Let's go ahead and welcome our Facebook friends. As you can see here, we do have our Facebook friends. Hey, Facebook, how y'all doing? I appreciate y'all for joining us. We have Frederick Mullins. He joined us on Facebook. And we have some other people who have joined us on Facebook. So if you have any questions for us on Facebook, be sure and ask those questions. We'll try to get back to you all as quickly as we can. All righty. So now, if you are joining us interactively, we're on mydispatcher.org. That's where we are. We're at mydispatcher.org. Let me go ahead and copy that and get everybody on the same page with that. Text that out to everybody. That's where we are, everyone. We're at mydispatcher.org, which is our network site for our national network of dispatchers. This is where you all gather to access your back office tools and your resources. Also want to congratulate, we got our first corporate unlimited enrollment. It is, who is that? Who is that? I'm not sure if he's on here today.
That would be K-Mac. K-Mac.
I'm sorry?
That would be K-Mac at truckfreighttrain.com. Your first corporate.
Right. Truckfreighttrain.com. He has did his corporate, his unlimited corporate enrollment, and he will be, hopefully you'll be signing on a lot of your employees onto our platform. So we're looking forward to helping them to get into the system, get access to our boards, get access to our training materials, and get them on the way. Also, reach out to Mr. Charles Mundy, okay, because he has a lot of that little, design training that's going to help them to understand our platform more, help them to understand the industry even more, okay? So we're looking to get all your employees on with us and get them on their way. You should be getting your employee package on Monday, okay? So Monday, you should be getting your employee packages and your, and they should be, and when they sign up, they'll get their non-compete and non-circumvent. So we'll be sending that out to them, and you'll get a copy of that non-circumvent clause as well, so that your employees can't circumvent you and come around and then join our platform individually. They're going to have to get a release from you. You're going to have to release them before they can do anything like that. All right? So look for that on Monday. All right? And thank you again, and we appreciate you, and welcome to the platform. All right. Let's go ahead and continue on here. But we are at mydispatcher.org. This is where we are. In case you all didn't know who we are, we've got it up on the screen here. As y'all can see here, it's up on the television screen there, mydispatcher.org. That's where we are. In case y'all want to know who we are and where we are, when you see that, you know you're in the right place. All right. So let's go ahead and get this puppy on the road. All right. We're going to go right on over to let's go over to the video library real quick, because I want to go ahead and address some questions that I know that were out there already. I've seen some questions on the chat group, so we're going to go ahead and address those questions, the ones that are obvious, and then we'll give you all an opportunity to just bombard me with your questions. All right, our video training library. This is our video training library. Now, everyone has access to our video training library, even if you're not a subscription student. If you are just enrolled, you still have access to the video library, okay? Operational training videos, branding videos, and things like that. One of the biggest questions that we've been getting is, where do I start? Where do I start? Where do I start? What do I start with? What do I do first? The very first thing you want to do when you come into our platform, okay? And we're going to put this video up, and we're going to feature this video, okay? We're going to feature this video. It's going to be up here at the top. After this weekend, it's going to be up at the top, all by itself. It's going to have a little feature spot all by itself, and it's going to say, start here. So you all want to have any questions about where to start. It's going to be in big, bold letters, and it's going to say, start here. So you're going to start with this video, which is our consultation video. Now, this is a video that was done. It was actually a video from one of our consultations, because our subscription students, our subscription-based students now, if you are paying a monthly subscription or a yearly subscription, you get access to our toll-free consultation hotline, where you can call us up at 1-800-866-973. No, 1-866-973-6445. Again, that's 866-973-6445. Hit extension 0 or 1, and that will bring you to our consultation hotline. At that time, you will schedule your consultation. You won't have a consultation right then and there, but you will schedule your consultation. And you get 3 half-hour consultations per week, or 1 1 hour consultation per week. That's included in our platform. Now, if you want more private consultations than that, seek out Mr. Charles Monday. He has consultations that he can schedule with you. I think he charges you about a half hour or about an hour or whatever the case may be. So if you need more than that, seek out Mr. Charles Monday, and we'll be able to get you in on the consult. Because remember, his platform is a support platform for our platform. So there you go. If you need more consultation. But this video, right, this consultation is about 40 minutes long. It's 40 minutes and 12 seconds long, okay? The gentleman scheduled his consultation, and what did he want to know? He wanted to know where to start. He was new, and he wanted to know where to start and what he needs to do first, second, third, fourth, fifth. He wanted to know the steps, everything he needed to do, what he needed to concentrate on and focus on to do what? Book freight. First of all, find his clientele, get them signed up, get the freight book, go through the steps of processing, go through the steps of getting it processed and invoiced and getting paid on it. So if you want to know where to start, this is where you start. And follow the instructions from follow the advice that I gave him. So that advice will pertain to everybody that hits our platform and wants to know, where do I start? How do I operate your platform? How do I navigate your back office? Where do I find the loads? Where do I find the carriers? Where do I find the shippers? Where do I find the owner operators? Where do I find my script? All that is in this consultation, okay? What videos should I be watching? That's in this consultation, okay? So this is where you start. You start at the consultation video, which will be featured from here on out at the very, very, very top of our video library. Any questions on where you should start? So if any of you had a question on where you should start, that's where you should start. So Sean says somebody's mic is open. Matter of fact, let me do this. Let me close everybody's mic, and then you all can open them as you see fit. All right. Is that better for you, Tashawn? I hope that's better. There we go. All right. Great. He says, yes, that's better. All right. So, but any questions on where you should start? Does anybody have a question on where you should start? Because this is where you should start. Okay? So, got all that chopped up and ready to go. We good to go now. We're going to tackle that bad boy. Let's go on to this next opponent. All right. Let's get out of this. All right. And just so you all know, we try to upload our new videos on here as soon as we can. What happened to my? Oh, there we go. And up top, you're going to have your operational training videos. We try to update all the operational training videos, and they are in order from the latest one down to the very first one that we did about a year and a half ago. And I'm just going to give you all a little preview right now. If you're going down past all of the, now you're going to watch all of the booking freight from home show episodes. And when you get down to episode 1, when you get past 1, it's going to go into the RBBS operational training, earn while you learn. Those videos is going to get into that series, and that series starts at number 53, and it's going to work its way all the way down to number 1. Now, what you want to do is you do not want to go past number 20. Okay, I would recommend you watch everything all the way down to number 20. Actually, you only have, and to be honest with you, if you work your way down to number 50, you should be fine. Or if you work your way down, or if you want to do a little bit more, if you work your way down to number 40, you should be fine. You should be pretty much caught up on everything that we're doing now. Now, if you just want to see how we evolved since we started, yes, you can go all the way down to number 1 and see how we first started out, our first broadcast a year and a half ago or 2 years ago when we were brokers and we were hiring people, and we were, training from that aspect. Okay? But as you all know, we have evolved. We have evolved from the days of when we were brokers, when we were, splitting our fee with you, and you were getting a percentage of our broker's fee, to us going on and becoming trainers and becoming a dispatch firm, and then we give you the option of where we will actually split your dispatch fee. That's why we would advise you to charge 10%. You get 5%, we get 5%, and then we evolve even further to the point to where we are a consulting firm where you keep 100% of your money. You don't share your money with us. Every dime you make from booking freight, from our training, from our use of our back office, from the use of our tools, from the use of the load boards we give you access to, from the use of the toll-free number that we give you access and your extension, from the use of your e-fax line that you have, from the use of your dedicated domain email address, from the use of our private chat group where you can connect with everyone within our platform and learn from each other, from the use of our tools and resources in the back office, all the documents, contracts, and everything that we provide for you already pre-formatted, from the use of our training every Saturday, and our extensive video library, and our newly added consultation hotline, and, of course, our newly logistics library. Is that enough? Okay. Everything you make from the use of all of that, anything you make from the use of all of that, you keep. I don't care if you make $1 billion a year. You only owe us $19.95 per month. That's it. Now, tell me where you're going to find that anywhere else, please. I challenge anybody, whether you're one of our members, whether you're out there just looking at our videos, whether you're on Facebook, anybody. I challenge anybody to tell me where you can find half of that for $19.95. And a small enrollment fee. I'll wait, but I won't wait too long. All right, that's what we have here. So let's go ahead and get into this Q&A. All right, everybody, we are live and we are open for questions. What questions do we have today? Nobody wants to go first? I mean, really? I mean, we had a huge, big debate on the chat group. A huge debate on the chat group about people wanting to get answers and I don't have enough access to Mr. Butler, and now nobody wants to ask a question? I mean, really? Come on now.
Hey, Calvin, can you hear me?
How do I? All right, LaRonda, if you want to unmute yourself, just click on your mic button. Matter of fact, I think I can unmute you also too. But if anybody wants to unmute themselves, all they gotta do is just click on their mic button, and I'm gonna unmute you. There you go, LaRonda. Lorinda, is that it? Lorinda, you are now unmuted. You have a question? Lorinda, do you have a question?
Hey, I have a quick question, Calvin.
All right, and who am I talking with?
This is to Sean. So
Lorinda says she is talking, but I can't hear her. You got to turn your mic on. If click your mic button, Lorinda, and you should be able to hear you. Let me help y'all out. I'm gonna put my headset on. I try to keep my headset off because I wanted the people on Facebook to be able to hear you all's questions, but I'll try and repeat them. I can hear you all a lot better with my headset on. All right. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
All right, great. Is that better for you? Hello? Is that better for everyone? Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right, great. All right, so what's your question?
My question is for one of the load boards in the back office, Lane. Was it Lane, honey?
Lane Honey. Let's go to that. Let's go to that and make sure everybody can see what we got here on that. Let's go to our dispatcher tools and resources. We're going to log in here. We are going to log into this bad boy. So get on back in there in that back office and see what we're talking about. Lane Honey. All right, the question was, he has a question about Lane Honey, which is in the back office. Now, those of you who are not members of our subscription-based platform, you won't have access to this. Some of you who are not subscription-based members who have not been paying your subscription, you still have access, but that's going to come to an end by the end of this month. I'm telling y'all right now, if you haven't been paying your subscription fees, your back office access is going to be suspended. Okay? And then when you start paying your subscription fees, then you'll be able to access the back office. But if you're not a subscription member, you won't be able to access the back office by the end of this month, because we are actively suspending those who are not participating in the subscription platform. Some of you have noticed that your subscriptions, your back office access has been blocked. Some of you have contacted me and said, hey, I want to go ahead and get back started. We immediately get you back started and we unblock you. Now, when your back office account gets suspended, when we send you, if you decide you want to reactivate it, we're not looking for you to pay any type of back fees or any like if you missed 3 months of paying your subscription. We're not asking you to pay those 3 months. We just ask you to just start your subscription back up. Okay? And we actually give you 7 days before you have to start paying your subscription back up. So when you contact us and say, hey, I want to start my subscription again, we'll send you out your subscription invoice, and then it's not due until 7 days from that time. But you'll get your access back immediately. Now, you can't be more fair than that. All right, Lane Honey, the load board that he is looking at, and the load board is going to be in one of our 3 Rolodexes here. And the Lane Honey load board is going to be the one. If y'all notice, we've added a lot more load boards in the back office. Most of them are private load boards. Okay? All right. This is Lane Honey. Okay? If you all are wondering, this is Lane Honey. Let's go to Lane Honey. Let's click on it. Let's jump on Lane Honey and see what we're talking about. All right. What was your question about Lane Honey?
So, can you just go over like the basics? Because Lane Honey is dealing with direct shippers, correct?
Yeah. All right.
And it's a few of the tabs on there that I was curious about. Like the one tab that says I think ratio or something like that. It's like what does that mean? You know what I mean?
All right. Let's go over this stuff. All right. Now, also, Charles Money is a good person to reach out to for this type of stuff. So remember what his platform is. He deals with a little bit of stuff. So no, I'm just letting you know that if you have questions like these, and if you can't reach me right away, or if you can't get onto your consultation line right away, or if you need answer like right away, he is a great source. His platform is a great source for those little bit of questions like that. All right, Lane Honey, here we go. This is Lane Honey. Now, Lane Honey is a little bit can be confusing, but let me clear this up right now, and this should help everybody to understand how Lane Honey works. Lane Honey, put very simply, is they put you up on game. Anybody don't know what being put up on game means? Okay, that's what Lane Honey does. Lane Honey puts you up on game. So when you go to Lane Honey, here's what they are doing. Other load boards are only showing you what the broker is offering you. They're not showing you what the total amount of their freight is paying. Lane Honey basically puts you up on game. They show you how much money, total money, that the shipper is offering to that broker. Now, when you see that amount on there, that doesn't mean that that's what the broker is going to offer you, obviously, because that's what he is getting from the shipper. But Lane Honey is putting it all on blast, as they say on social media. Lane Honey is putting you up on game. They show you all the numbers of what a broker is being offered. That way you have a legitimate idea, or you have you know all the cards when you're going in to talk to that broker. You understand what I'm saying? Now, no other load board is going to do that. No other load board does that. All the other load boards, they only show you what the broker is offering you. Okay? They do not show you all the money that's available on that freight. So now when you go to Lane Honey, and you go to Lane Honey, you say, Mr. Broker, I'm looking at this load here that's paying $11.11 per mile. You see that right there? Rate per mile, 11.11. You know, high. You got the high demand. You got 218 posts, 134 have been filled. It has one of the highest paying loads on there was $11.11 per mile. Or if you go to some of these loads, if you see them on here, where you seeing like this load, like this one that's saying $2.32 a mile. Now look, we all know that the average rate right now, I mean, if you go to DAT, which is one of the highest paying load boards out there, $299 a month, or some ungodly figure like that, right? The average rate is only $1.68 a mile right now. That's the market right now. $1.68, $1.75. Does anybody disagree with me? Anybody who's been doing this for any length of time, you'll know right now rates are between $1.68, $1.75, $1.85, $1.90 max. I don't care what lane you're running in. Those are the rates right now. Okay, rates are just low right now because we're going through some unseen times right now. So a lot of things going on, and they're gonna get worse. I'm just being honest with you. They're gonna get worse, and a lot of it has to do with the politics of what's going on right now. Okay, and that combined with the winter weather, the worst winter we've had in probably 100 years. Okay, so that also with a lot of new truck drivers that have come on the scene. I think the estimates were they had about a 33% increase in new truck driver graduation from CDL schools entering into the market. Now, when that goes up, guess what? We also have about a 17% increase on the new owner operators that are entering into the market. Now, what does that do? It creates a bigger pool of available carriers, but they're still bidding for the same pool of freight. So if that pool of freight to carrier ratio was low at one time, now that pool of carrier to trucking ratio is kind of evening out, which means what? The shippers are not paying as much and the brokers are not offering as much. Simple mathematics. Simple mathematics. When you have less of the pot to share, the bowls of soup become more expensive. Plain and simple. Okay? That's simple mathematics. Now, with that being said, does that help you to understand Lane Honey more now? Does everybody understand Lane Honey even more? And let's understand something. I'm not the know-all to end-all. I don't know everything, but through our network, we can usually find the answers we need, and through our network, we can usually help people to understand what we need to understand even more. All right. Lorenda says, oh, I see the mic now. I was on the cell phone, now on my computer. All right. So your question was specifically what again? I just want to make sure that we got that out so you can understand what Lane Honey is all about. Because a lot of times these questions would stem from people thinking Lane Honey is the quotes you see or what the brokers are offering. No. Okay, when you call that broker, you're gonna get different rates than what you're seeing on the preview pages of that load. Now, what was your question again about Lane Honey?
If you go into loads.
Okay, let's go into loads on the Lane Honey. The Lane Honey. All right.
Right, and then you see you got all the tabs going down here, the equipment, origin, destination. I know those, but what does this fill ratio mean?
Fill ratio. All right. Fill ratio. Let's find out. Anybody tell me where we're going to go to find that answer at?
I can't say. I don't know.
we're going to go to this little thing called the Logistics Library, which is a new thing that we have in our, on our back office, right? So we're going to go up here, and we're going to look for, go into this little more section right there. Look at that, how they highlight. Look at that, how the bad boy just dropped down. I like the way that bad boy dropped down. It's just like, boop. And then you have the Logistics Library. You're going to click on that Logistics Library. So we're going to go see if we can find that in the Logistics Library. Okay? Now, there's two reasons why I'm doing it this way. Okay? One reason is because I want everybody to know how to find stuff. Okay? The second reason is I don't know myself. So let's find out. Okay? All right. So, all right. First of all, let's go ahead and check. And there's several different ways that we can check that. We can look in terminology, glossary returns. We can look in the dictionary of trucking, and we can look in the freight shipping dictionary. Where do you all think that answer is going to be most likely? Probably the freight shipping dictionary, right? So let's check that freight shipping dictionary and see what we can find that term. Now that term was what? The field ratio. So let's go to F, and let's see if they've got it in here. Full counter ship freight forwarding for freight for LC. Okay, so it's not there. All right. So let's go to, that's the freight shipping dictionary. It's not there. Let's go to the other dictionary. Well, hold up. Let's try this. Let's go to R. It might be on the ratio. Okay, roll-off vessels, IFO, reefer, reconsignment. It's not there either. All right, so let's get out of that. Let's get out of that one, and let's go to the other library. All right, so it's not in shipping. Let's go to Dictionary of Trucking.
Hey, Calvin, this is James Nelson.
Hey, Mr. Nelson, how you doing?
Yes, sir. Pretty good. Field ratio is going to be the volume of shipments moving at that point in time.
Hey, look at that. Didn't I tell y'all this networking thing works? Did y'all see? Now, y'all see how that networking thing works? Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Yeah. I heard that. But what do you mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? The volume moving, like.
Well, it just depends on how many shipments are going out at that point in time, the amount of shipments that are going to be shipped that day, or the amount of shipments that are going to be available for a month.
Now, the real question is that really relevant to you?
I don't know. That's why I'm at. That's what I mean. Like I've been looking on the site, and I go on there, and I'm just like, okay, I don't know what I'm looking at. I know what I'm looking at partially, but I don't know everything.
All right. Let's say you've got a large number of carriers, and you're depending on lane hunting, or you lose lane hunting a whole lot, right? Now, if you got a large number of carriers using lane hunting a whole lot, that is going to be very relevant to you, because you want to know if that particular shipper or if that particular or if they're going to have a large volume of shipments that are going to be going out that are going to fit for you and your carrier. Okay, so you're gonna it gives you like a, and correct me if I'm wrong, or elaborate if anybody has some elaboration on it. From my understanding, it gives you a snapshot of what to expect. Okay, it gives you a snapshot of what to expect from from the number, like you said, from the volume of shipments that are going out during that time. Is that a pretty accurate description and explanation?
Yeah, it is, Calvin.
All right. So, in short, I really don't think that's really relevant in what you're trying to do, which is trying to find loads for your carrier, get your carrier booked out, and get this money made. Okay?
Gotcha.
Now you got to remember, a lot of these load boards will offer you a whole lot of stuff. They have a whole lot of stuff on here, and it looks, it all looks great, but really there's only a few things you're really going to be paying attention to. Okay, is your pickup, your destination, your equipment, all right, the distance, and how much money is paid, and maybe weight if weight is a big concern. Other than that, Yeah, that's about it. Other than that, I mean, it goes back to what I was saying before. Don't bog yourself down with a whole lot of stuff that don't matter to you. Because when you start trying to concentrate on all this stuff that really doesn't mean a hill of beans to you, you're going to lose focus. And when you lose focus, that takes away your time. And in this business, time is what? Money. This is all a numbers game. Try to get as much freight booked. Try to find the loads as quickly as you can. For your carriers, try to get as many carriers as you can to sign up to your dispatch agreement, or if you're a broker, sign up as many shippers so you can have access to more loads, and then you try to contract as many carriers onto your carrier packet as you can. Okay? Remember, stay focused. Stay focused on what you have to do. Stay focused on what's making you money, and stay focused on what you are allowed to do. Because remember, dispatchers and brokers operate differently. A dispatcher cannot operate like a broker, which brings me to a question from Mr. Freddie Mullins, I think. Mr. Mullins, are you on here? Mr. Mullins, are you on here today? Okay, all right. I don't think Mr. Mullins is on here today. He sent out something to me last night, and he wanted me to make sure that I covered this today. And I can't understand why he's not on here. All right, we'll get back to that. Hopefully he'll come on here and ask that question himself, hopefully. At least I hope he does. All right. Other questions? Miss Lorena, you had a question. I know you had a question, so let's get to it. Miss Lorena? All right. Remember, if you're not asking a question, go ahead and mute your mic. If you're not asking a question, remute your mic, and the person who was asking the question.
Hello.
Hello. How you doing today?
Hello. Thank you. I can hear you, and you can hear me.
Yeah, I'm glad we got that mic thing worked out.
Yeah, I didn't know what I was doing. I want to know the difference between, like, on DAT, there are two different buttons, like find a load and find loads and find trucks, and they have like the $2.99 package, and then they have the $99 Trucker's Edge. What's the difference?
Let me ask that.
Yeah, Charles Munn is gonna take that question.
There's different types of. Good morning, Lorinda. First of all, my name is Charles.
Hello, thank you.
There's different types of load boards. Some are catered to brokers, and then some are catered to carriers specifically. When you are speaking about DAT, DAT has a carrier-based load board. It's called DAT Trucker's Edge, and then DAT has a broker-level load board, which is called DAT Power. Now, the difference between the two is obviously the broker's load board provides more features for that brokerage. The only purpose of a carrier-level load board for the carrier is they are only able to post their trucks as being available and ready for a load and search for loads. That's the only reason a carrier-level load board would be available for a carrier. Now, a broker-level load board like DAT Power, we'll stay on the DAT example, in your case. DAT Power is a broker-level load board, and it has they have the ability to post trucks because some brokers are asset-based brokerages, so they have their own assets, their own trucks. So they can post trucks, post loads, and they can do other features as well. But the carrier-level logins for a load board is just the ability to post their trucks as being available and to search loads. So I'm not sure if that will help you.
Okay, so does the DAT Power one for the I'm still learning terms. So the DAT Power one for the broker, can they do everything on there that the Trucker's Edge can do?
You cannot on Trucker's Edge. A Trucker's Edge is a carrier level. It doesn't have as many features as the DAT Power does. DAT Power you can post loads on DAT Power. You can't post loads on Trucker's Edge because it's a carrier. Carriers don't post loads because they're not brokers. So that's why on Trucker's Edge you don't have the feature to post a load, but you do have the feature to post your truck. Like if you were a truck driver, then obviously you want to post your truck as being available so others can see that and give you a call and say, hey, I got a load, go ahead and book it, and things like that. But on DAT Power, you can post loads, you can post trucks, you can search trucks, and you can search loads. So there's 4 powerful features that DAT Power has that Trucker's Edge do not have. Trucker's Edge is a carrier level one where you can only post your truck because you're the truck driver. You can only post your truck as being available, and you can search for other loads being available because you're looking for loads as a carrier. So and as a carrier, if you think about it, that's the only reason that you would need that type of load board. The type of carrier level load board is to make your truck available for a load or search for loads that you're looking for your truck. You wouldn't have a need to want to post loads because you're not a broker. So you don't need that power as a carrier because you're not posting loads. You're not a broker. You are a carrier.
Right.
Yeah.
So, let me
interject here for real quick. Okay. Let's give her some visual real quick. Now we're not gonna do that because I don't do that. Okay. I've never done that. Okay. But a lot of people do, and it's a great load board. I just have no use for it. Okay. But to give you some visual, let's look at Trucker's Path, because it kind of illustrates what he's saying about what the truck drivers or the carriers.
Well, that's not really my question. Really is if I have the DAT Power, can I do everything that the trucker can do on the Trucker's Edge? That's what I'm asking.
If I understand Charles correctly, the DAT Power gives you access to everything, right, Charles?
Yes. If you got DAT Power, you could do everything that the truckers can do on Truck Edge with DAT Power. But why would you want to have DAT Power paying more for that when you could have Trucker's Edge for less price and do the exact same thing for a trucker to do?
Exactly.
Well, because we have a broker. I have a friend who has broker access, and I didn't want to pay for Trucker's Edge or recommend to a carrier that they get that if we already had access to everything they could do on the broker side.
Okay, I understand now. I got you. Okay.
I didn't want to pay 2 different subscriptions.
Right.
If you get the big one, you get the little one too.
Exactly. And that's the main reason why I don't use that, because that is great. Okay, don't get me wrong, but if you're a little bit experienced at finding freight, if you got a couple of these smaller load boards that don't charge anywhere near that, you still can find the same loads.
Well, I'm not paying for it, so I just wanted to make sure I didn't need to if I wanted to see the whole picture. And my concern is the data. I want to see all the data from the DAT side to.
Are you a broker?
No, my friend is a broker.
Okay.
So
are you operating as a dispatcher?
I'm not operating as anything yet. I'm trying to figure out where I fit. I'm trying to figure out where I fit in the industry, looking for my niche. So I'm just gonna.
That's a great. That's a great question. I'm glad you brought that up, because that leads us to do just this. Let's explain the differences in between brokers and dispatchers, and explain what each can and cannot do, and how each one of them makes their money. So that should help you out to figure out where you should come in at, right?
Right.
All right. Let's go and find what are we looking for, Charles? We're looking for the statute, right? Here, I'll find it for you. We've got it on our Facebook page. So let's find it on our Facebook page. Give me a second here. We've got the statute. Let's go to RBBS Logistics. And I know we have the statute somewhere on here. Just scroll down here and find that statute.
I'll paste it. I'm gonna paste it here now.
Okay.
There you go. I just pasted a link.
Thank you, Charles. All right. Let's find the statute. Law Cornell. There we go. All right. This is the statute that basically now this is the statute, okay? All right. 371, okay, 49 CFR 371.2 definition. All right, basically what it says is broker. What the statute does, it tells you what the meaning of a broker is and who else is allowed to book freight in this industry and what do they have to have in order to do that. First of all, a broker, okay, means a person who for compensation arranges or offers to arrange the transportation of property by an authorized motor carrier, motor carriers, or persons who are employees or bona fide agents of carriers are not brokers within the meaning of this section when they arrange or offer to arrange the transportation of shipments which they are authorized to transport and which they have accepted and legally bound themselves to transport. Now, let's handle this first of all. What is a broker? Let's mute those mics here real quick, okay? Because all right, there we go. All right, what is a broker? In basic layman's terms, a broker has to have a bond. A broker has to have insurance. That $1.2 million in insurance has to have that $75,000 bond. However he can get it, he pays it all out himself. If he gets a bond company or a bond agency to secure that for him by giving, them a percentage down based on his credit, based on his or her credit. If you got perfect credit, you can probably get you a bond for about $1,200 down. If you have bad credit, it could cost you as much as $7,000, $8,000, $10,000. It just depends on where you fall at, your credit, how long you've been, doing this, or how long what your experience is, and a whole lot of things that go into, how much that bond is going to cost you to secure it. Okay. Second of all, you got to get insurance. You got to have that $1.2 million insurance on average. Could be a little bit less. You can do a little bit more if you want to, but you're not going to need more than the 1.2 million. So you got to be bonded. You got to have your insurance. You got to have your authority, which is going to bring you about $750 to $850. You got to have your authority. Okay. So that's what you got to have to be a broker. All right. Nothing else. There's no type of certification or nothing like that. You just got to have the money to pay for it. You got to have the money to pay for all your bonds and your insurance and everything to become a broker. Now, as a broker, what can you do? As a broker, you can take ownership of freight. Okay? That's the basic difference between a broker and a dispatcher, as we're going to show you that the statute does cover also. A broker can take ownership of freight. You can contact the shipper and you can negotiate with the shipper, like you see on Lane Honey, where the shipper is paying a lot of money, but the broker themselves is only offering a small amount of money, like we say here on, what do we find on Lane Honey, right? Yeah. See how these goes here on Lane Honey, where you have, look at that, $68.82 RPM, as high as that, okay, as high as that. But that broker is not paying that. That's the total amount of money that's being offered. Now, however they want to break that down, that broker can pay whatever he or she wants to. Why? Because they have taken ownership of that freight. They have negotiated with that shipper for that shipper to send them however many loads that shipper sends them, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 loads. whatever it is that that shipper has available that they're sending over to that broker, and that broker has negotiated certain parts of that freight or certain percentages of that freight at a certain dollar amount that he or she will receive if they move that freight. Now that broker can post those loads and put whatever price they want to put on it. If they have a load that's paying them $20 per mile, they can put $2 per mile on it and post it to the load board. If that's all they want to pay on it, they can keep the rest. Why? Because the broker has a bond, the insurance, and the authority to do what? Own freight. They can take ownership of freight. A broker can post those loads anywhere they want to. Why? Because they have them under contract. They have taken ownership, again, of that freight. They can shotgun it out on the load board. They can put it on social media. They can put them anywhere they want to. Why? Because they own that freight in layman's terms. Okay? They can price it how they want to. And then once it moves, they keep the margin difference, the difference between what they have gotten from the shipper and what they are paying the carrier. Now, what a broker cannot do, a broker cannot get loads from another broker. That is classified as double brokering. Okay? A broker cannot just go and grab loads off load boards and then repost them somewhere. Again, that's double brokering. Why? Because so that broker does not have those loads under contract. Okay? Now, brokers work for the benefit of the shipper. Let's make that very clear, because a lot of carriers think that the broker works for them. No. Broker's not concerned with how much money you make it. Their concern is with moving the loads for the shipper, because the shipper is their clientele. The shipper is his customer, not the carrier. Carriers are not the customers of brokers. Carriers are just their means of getting those loads moved. Okay? All right? Because the broker, in a sense, he's paying the carrier, but really the shipper he's just getting the difference from what he's paying. He's getting the difference from what the shipper is offering to the broker and what the broker is offering to him. But make no mistake about it, that broker's loyalty and that broker's their loyalty and their obligation is to the carrier. Is to the shipper, not to the carrier. Let's make that very clear. Okay? Now, dispatchers. What is a dispatcher? Let's go into, like we said here, with Charles Monday, here we go, which is going to cover bona fide agents. Somebody has their mic open. Thank you. So remember, these mics, they have a feedback, and it's going to distort the recording. Okay? Bona fide agents, all right, are persons who are part of the normal organization of a motor carrier and perform duties under the carrier's direction, persuading to a pre-existing agreement which provides for the continuing relationship, precluding the carrier's direction, persuading. Oh, hold on, I read the same thing. Precluding to the exercise of discretion on the part of the agent in allocating traffic between the carrier and others. That right there, that bona fide agent, that is a dispatcher. That is not a broker agent. That's not someone that works for the broker. That is a dispatcher. A bona fide agent, by any other term, is an independent dispatcher. Because you as a dispatcher must have a pre-existing agreement with the carrier, your dispatch agreement. You must contact the carrier, and you must get your carrier to sign a dispatch agreement, offering to pay you a percentage of the load fee when you find and book them freight. You are not able to do anything in this business until you have that dispatch agreement. You can't go on load boards and start posting loads, because you can't post loads anyway, because dispatchers cannot post loads. Dispatchers cannot take ownership of freight. Only a broker can take ownership of freight. Okay? A dispatcher must have that dispatch agreement in place from the carrier before they can start going to actively look for loads and present loads to that carrier. Furthermore, that carrier must give that dispatcher a specific criteria as to what type of loads they need. That means that dispatcher can't just go out there and just grab 1,000 loads and say, hey, Mr. Carrier, take a look at these. You can't do that. You cannot do that, because you can't take ownership of freight. You can't post freight. You can't post loads. You can get your carrier to sign your dispatch agreement, then carrier must tell you what they need. That's why we have the profile form that we have to send to the carrier. Mr. Carrier, how much money do you need for loads that run more than 500 miles? How much money do you need to make your truck profitable for loads that run less than 500 miles? Carrier said, for over 500 miles, I need $1.95 per mile, $2 per mile. For less than 500 miles, I need $2.75, $3, whatever the case is per mile. Now, also, other questions could be, how much weight do you prefer to pull? Okay? Where do you prefer to run loads from? You may say, I don't want to run up in the mountains. Keep me on the bottom half of the United States. Or just run me in certain states, Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Arizona, New Mexico, or something like that. Okay? And lastly, what type of trailer do you have? I have a flatbed, I have a reefer, I have a dry bed, I have a box truck, I have a trace bed, or whatever the case may be. Now, when you have that, you can only go out and do what? Look for the type of freight that is, first of all, leaving from that carrier's destination or in and around that carrier's destination within reason, and the freight that fits that carrier or exceeds that carrier's criteria. And then you can only present the loads that you find that fits or exceeds to that carrier for that particular time, and that carrier chooses one. Okay? By the way, the dispatcher contracts with a carrier. He does not contract with shippers. A dispatcher is paid by the carrier, not by the shippers, not by the brokers. A dispatcher works for the benefit of the carrier. Now, broken down and simplified, brokers contract with shippers. Brokers are paid from the shipper's pay. Dispatchers contract with carriers. Dispatchers are paid from the carrier's pay. A dispatcher does not need a bond, insurance, DOT, or an MC number. Why? Because the carrier has all that, and the dispatcher is an agent of the carrier. And he is working under that carrier's authority to find that carrier freight, and that carrier is the only one that is paying him or her. And that dispatcher can contract with as many carriers as they can service.
So, Kevin, this is Elizabeth. I have a question.
Sure. First of all, let's make sure we answer the question for that young lady. Okay? Did we answer your question? Does that kind of sum up what you was looking for?
That answered that question, and I'll have another one after this young lady goes.
Okay. All right. There we go. All right. And who's asking the question now?
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, how you doing? Nice to
I'm always happy.
Nice of you to join us today, and thank you for your question.
You're so welcome. So my question is that since a dispatcher is being paid by the carrier, and after they have signed the agreement, you have done the work. Now, in a situation where the carrier does not pay the dispatcher, what is the step that the dispatcher can do?
He had the same recourse that a broker has. Basically, a dispatcher can report that carrier to the Federal Bond Service. He can report them to the Federal Motor Carrier Association. He can file against their authority. He can hire a collection agency, and that agency would probably take anywhere from 20% or 10% up to half of what they can collect, and that agency will harass the hell out of that carrier until they pay, or they block them from calling them. So, I mean, it's like anything else. I mean, this is business, and in business, nothing is guaranteed. That's why we try to consult with you all and make you all understand that you must, if you want to be successful in this business. And Charles Money, Jason Sonatag, Mr. Washington, everybody who is booking freight will tell you this. You must have a good relationship with your carrier. You must have a good lines of communication with your carrier. Okay, Mr. The gentleman who just Tashawn, you had your carrier to pay you right away. Why? Because you communicated with your carrier, right?
Yeah.
I hope you see along here. Exactly. He communicated with his carrier. When that carrier dropped that load, I'm pretty sure he talked to that carrier when the carrier picked up the load. He talked to that carrier when the carrier dropped the load. When he sent us the invoice and everything, and we got the invoice ready and we invoiced it back to his carrier. He contacted his carrier. Hey, Mr. Carrier, your invoice has been prepared and it's in your email, and a copy of it was texted to you. You can just click on it and pay with a debit or credit card. It's not due until Monday, right away, but if you want to pay it right away, go right ahead. That's called communicating and developing a relationship with your carrier. That is a must if you want to be successful in this industry, because it cuts way down on carriers carriers who have ill will or who don't plan on paying you. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do we have any questions? No, go ahead.
So what kind of
okay.
Well, one at a time. Let's deal with Elizabeth. Okay, Elizabeth.
Okay, so in that very good analysis of that part. So if you intend to have this business in a volume, what kind of advice? Because so if you have 500 to 1,000 carriers, how do you intend to manage that communication, as you highly stated right there?
Shoot,
will you suggest the factory at a point?
If you got 500 to 1,000 carriers.
Yes.
Did I need to be hitting you up for a loan?
I would suggest.
Look, I need to be hitting you up for a loan. No, I'm just saying. Look. If you got that many carriers, you need to hire you some help. First of all, okay.
Correct.
You should be on a huge campaign of looking for dispatch, sub-dispatchers and dispatch agents. Get on Indeed, put your ad on Indeed, you do your nationwide ad, put your ad in every city and start looking for dispatch, because you're gonna need some help. If you don't do that, look into the universities, because we use the colleges, we use the university, we use the university internship program. Specifically, there's a program. I'm trying to think of what it is. Because the attorneys is one that set us up for this thing, but it's a program that where the interns, it's kind of like a satellite program where they don't actually come into your place and intern. They can, but what they do is they log on to the university internship platform or whatever this and that, and you have a lot of these corporations on there, and the corporations have a profile that tells you what they need and what the tasks are, and has a list of tasks that they can do. They log on. When they log on, they put in their student ID and stuff, and they pull up the task, and then they perform the tasks. It's basically a company that operates mainly online, like we do. You see what I'm saying? So they can go in and they can just maintain and they can manage the tasks. Some of the tasks are what? Monitoring our chat group. Other tasks are what? Processing the invoices. Other tasks are what? Processing you all's your profiles, your profiles and stuff like that. Sending out your payroll, those types of things. Okay. Now we also have tasks for them to do what? Find loads for our carriers. Now that's a whole separate group of interns. Those are the ones who are kind of more experienced and more advanced and who are going into logistics. You see what I'm saying? Those interns are specifically going into logistics, the trucking industry, the freight industry or something like that. So what they do is they get excellent training by doing what? Finding loads for our existing carrier group. And we have 317 carriers that they look for loads for. Okay? So that's how that works. Now, do we pay anything for it? Yes, we do. But we pay the universities. And the universities take care of whatever they are, doing for those interns, and then we have to review them every semester. We have to give a review of their work and things like that, and then that's how they get their grades versus whatever they get for their financial aid, however it is they work that out. But that's how that works. Okay, so you can look in your area and see if any of the universities in your area have those types of programs, or just do what all the other people do, and all the other dispatchers do. We've got some dispatch firms that are with our group that started call centers. Mr. Contact. There's a couple of people. I think. Does anybody on here today operate a call center? But some of our have gone that route to where they operate a call center. And then the normal way is to do what? Just hire yourself some sub-dispatchers. Okay, if you're charging that 10%, give them a split of that. 50-50, 60-40, 70-30, whatever the case may be. Okay, if you got that many carriers, with that many carriers, I would set them up on a 60-40 split, right, or a 70-30 split, where they're getting 30% or they're getting 40%, you're getting 60%. Why? Because you have the carriers already, and you are just assigning them a certain number of carriers. If you got 1,000 carriers, you're probably going to need yourself about at least 100 dispatchers. Why? Because each one of them will be assigned 10 carriers to book freight for, and they're going to get 40% or 30% of the dispatch fee, which means you're paying them 3% of the load fee, or you're paying them 4% of the load fee. You're keeping 7% or 6% of the load fee. You see how that works? Okay, hopefully you got that and you see how that works. All right, the other young lady, Miss Lorena, I think is your name, Lorena?
Yes. So, in line with that question, Elizabeth just asked, what kind of documentation do you need to report a carrier for non-payment?
You're gonna go to the Federal Bond Service, all right, and you're gonna report them to the Federal Bond Service. Charles knows about this. Charles, are you still on?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. She was asking what type of paperwork does she need to report. Usually, if you go to the Federal Bond Service website and those different websites for the motor carriers, they have a thing on the Federal Motor Carrier Association thing where you can report, or file a claim against a carrier, and it's just an automated thing. You go and just click and you answer the questions, or you put on the drop downs or whatever, and then you hit submit. You put in your email or who you are, and all that stuff, who the carrier is, put in their DOT number or their MC number, and you type in what your grievance is with them, and you can attach some documentation, the signed dispatch agreement, the confirmation rate sheet that you booked them on, the BOL that they ran, because that's why you have copies of all that stuff.
Correct.
And subsequently, if you use us to do your invoicing, we attach those. That's why we ask for all that stuff when we do your invoicing. That's why we require that you send that stuff to us. So when we send that invoice out to your carrier, guess what? We are attaching your signed dispatch agreement showing their signature where they agreed to pay you that money. We are attaching that load confirmation sheet showing them that they agreed this is the amount of money, it's got their signature on it, and they're using you as a dispatcher. We attach that BOL showing them where they done dropped that load, picked that load up, and they sent you that BOL, and everything has hit your email. So we are attaching that connection between you and them so that they know for a fact, hey, I probably shouldn't try to wiggle out of this because they got all the evidence.
Got it.
Okay.
So, Kevin, I have another question for you.
Sure.
So, as a registered subscribed member, do you still use the RBB also for the invoice? Do you still have that option?
I know. Okay, I can barely hear you. We send a copy of the original signed dispatch agreement. That's why every time you send us your request to process your invoice, you have to send us your original signed dispatch agreement with that carrier. Every single time. I don't care if you send us 100 loads that you done dispatch that carrier. You got to have that original signed dispatch agreement attached each time you send it, along with the confirmation rate sheet, along with the BOL. If you don't have that, the interns are going to slide it off to the side. Ask Mr. Gibson, ask to Sean what happens when you don't include some of the stuff. The interns are going to slide it off to the side. They're going to send me an email of all the invoices that were rejected, that they didn't process. And it tells me no dispatch agreement, no confirmation rate sheet, no this, no cash tag ID. whatever it is. They're not going to worry about trying to find it. They're going to slide it off to the side because they got too many of them to do. Okay? And then I'm going to contact you and say, hey, man, you didn't attach that. What's called? So your invoice didn't get processed today. Go ahead and attach that and send it back to me. It might get processed on tomorrow. Okay? So that's why we have y'all to fill those out and send us those things that we need to be able to process your invoices effectively. Because remember, these interns, they don't know you. They just going down. They just following a checklist, and all they're doing is just copy and paste. That's all they're doing. And if it's not there for them to copy and paste, it's not going to get processed. All right? Did everybody get that? Hello, hello, hello.
I got it.
There we go. Y'all got to talk to me because, hey, I'm one of those needy type of people. I got to hear somebody talking to me. I got a dog. A lot of y'all know about my dog, AJ. He's a blue-nosed white pit. He's about 10 months old. Valentine's Day, and my dog does everything with me. He's in my face when I'm booking freight. He'll get up on the table and put his feet up and be looking at the computer like you know what he's doing, but he really don't. Okay, so he does everything with me and my wife. So Valentine's Day, my wife was out doing her thing, with her business, and I had this huge bear. I mean, the bear is like my size. This huge bear with a bow on it, delivered by FedEx, with the bow and everything, and the crystal flowers and the crystal roses and stuff. So, but when the FedEx man came, the dog, he was out on the balcony doing whatever he does, so he didn't see he didn't see the box when it came in. So I took the box back to the back and put it on the bed and closed the door, and then I went back there, while the dog wasn't able to, because he is not allowed in the back bedroom because it has carpet. He's not allowed on anywhere in the house with his carpet, and he's trained not to go in any room that has carpet on it. So I'm in the back, undoing the box and putting the big bear on the bed and putting the champagne underneath the bear's arm and putting the flowers up and everything. And so I closed the door. So my wife came home. Me and the dog, we're in the living room, doing our thing on the computer. She comes home. I said, baby, someone is waiting for you in the bedroom. So, like always, the dog, he follows her back to the bedroom door because he can't go in, because he won't go in. He sees that carpet, he stops, and he lays down. He just watches her. So she opens the door, and immediately when she opened the door, there's this big bear that's sitting on the bed. That dog got jealous and mad. he immediately, he sat up, he was like, then he walked back and halfway down the hall, and he looked at me like, do you see this? Like, do you see this? And then he growled at me. Then he turns back around, looks back down the hall, and turns his hands to the side like, like, wait a minute, who is this? And how did he get in here? And what is he doing on the bed? I can't even go in the bedroom, but you got this big some on the bed. That when I tell you, he was mad at us the whole night. He got so mad. And he never does this. He got so mad. We're in the living room doing what we do and everything. He's normally right there at one of our feet or whatever it may be. He got so mad, he got up and went to his room and laid down and went to sleep. And he never does that until we go to bed. We're sitting around, we say, where's AJ? And we're looking for him, and we're calling him. He's not even coming. Where's AJ? And we look in his room, he's on his thing, soaking, sleep, mad. I just thought that was real funny. But he is a trip. But anyway, but that's how I am when I'm on here with you all, because all during the week, you all ask all kind of questions. Some of y'all get mad because you can't get access to me sometimes. But you got to remember, I do a lot. I answer 100 to 150 calls each and every single day. I'm on the phone constantly. Sometimes when you all call me, you all will notice I have 5 or 6 of y'all on the line at one time. Okay, because that's my day. And on top of that, I've got to manage my 3 businesses. On top of that, I have to manage all my websites and update this website, you all's network site, just all types of stuff that I'm always doing. So I don't have the time to actually monitor the chat groups 24/7 like we did when I first started this. That's why the chat groups are made up as a networking chat group, so you all can monitor and help each other during the week. And then if you're a subscription member, you can schedule your private consultation. But if you're on the chat group and you're tagging me and I'm not looking at it, don't take it personally or don't get mad at it because I didn't see it. I just don't see it. Okay? I don't monitor it all the time. Now, you may see that my Facebook account is active and that someone is on it, but it's not me. It's probably one of the interns or one of the monitors from the paralegals. So we have paralegals who monitor my social media account to make sure I keep myself out of trouble. So sometimes I get into some very heated debates about politics and this and that, and I do run a company, and I'm the CEO of a company, and that company has investors, and those investors want to make sure that I don't put my foot in my mouth all the time. So they actually have access to my business social media account. Now I have 3 social media accounts. If you go and look me up on Facebook, you will see 3 Calvin Butlers, and they're all me. But one of them is just my private, just me, family members. It's only about 20 people that I have friends on that account. Another one is for me and just people that I actually associate with on a day-to-day basis, people that I know, that I shake hands with. That's probably got about 100 people on it. And then you have the account that you all are familiar with that has almost maxed out 5,000. Matter of fact, every month I go through and I unfriend 100 people who are not posting positive, interesting business-related stuff. I unfriend them, and then I add 100 more friends, 100 more people who are posting that type of stuff. Okay? So that's the account that you all have access to. That's the account that I'm not the only one with eyes on that account. Okay? I have eyes on that account. My wife has eyes on that account. The interns have eyes on that account. The paralegals have eyes on that account. And my investors have eyes on that account. In those chat groups are heavily monitored. They are monitored by a paralegal 24 hours, 7 days a week. Someone from the legal firm is monitoring those chat groups. My investors monitor those chat groups. Okay, so that's why we have rules to the chat group on what you are to put on those chat groups and the type of conversations you are to have on those chat groups, because those chat groups are monitored. And some of you have already noticed that if you say stuff out of the box, or you put stuff out of the box, or you put stuff that maybe sound like it's going to be detrimental to the chat group, or it's going to tarnish the reputation or the image of RBBS LLC, it is going to be deleted. Someone is going to contact you, and they're going to identify themselves as the legal team, and they're going to explain to you why that got deleted and why it is prohibited. Okay? So that's what happens. Okay? That's why the group is set up the way it is. So don't take that stuff personally. Okay? Don't. It's business, and that's how we have to operate with a large number of people that are coming to our chat group. So when we first started out, when we didn't have that, we ran into some serious problems. Charles Monday knows what I'm talking about. Some of the people who were with us in the beginning knows what I'm talking about. We had a group of people that fraudulently became part of our platform. They used stolen credit cards to join our platform. And then they had the nerve to get onto our platform and try to cause discord amongst the members. Okay, now we handle that real quickly. Okay, so just know that those platforms that's just not just for me. Yeah, I do a lot of stuff on those platforms because I can access a lot of people. But I do have some personal stuff on my personal page. But everything that I do on social media is monitored by someone else. So keep that in mind. All right. All right, there we go. I think Charles Mundy is having a conversation with somebody, but he forgot to put it as private, so you all are probably seeing the entire conversation that he's having with somebody. All right, any more questions? Come on now, I know we got some more questions, okay, because I'm having questions all week. Yeah,
I have a question for you, Kevin.
Yes, ma'am.
Also, it's a very great thing to be in the network because there's a lot of great people also.
Yes,
As new as I am, I need to contact that. As a dispatcher also, is there any other association that I know that the TIA, they also deal with different associations, right? Is it advantageous to be in? What other association will you recommend, especially looking into growing your business?
I would recommend Charles Mundy's platform. Okay. Now, because trust me, look. Charles is not going to brag too much on his own platform, but listen to what I'm telling you. If you are new to this business, because see, our platform, we give you the big stuff. We like the barbecue. We like the ribs. We like that big slab of ribs on the barbecue pit. Okay, we're the ribs. We're the main big stuff. Charles Mundy comes in and brings you the cornbread and the green beans and the baked beans and all the stuff that all the sides. He makes you all the stuff that kind of makes that a complete meal. You understand what I'm saying? So his platform is a support platform, and it answers a lot of those little small things that connects the dots, like your fine-tuned questions, like think about that. Well, what's the difference between this and that, and how does that work, and how does that work? And he has a lot more time to interact with you personally, okay, versus me personally interacting with you, except for on Saturday. That's why I dedicated 3 hours every Saturday to you all. But he has more time during the week. Now, his time is not free. Don't think for one moment that his time is free, okay? Because he has a very valuable platform, and it's something that you can use, and it's something that you can use to help you to better understand this industry and better streamline your efforts to make money, okay? But our platform gives you access to all of the big major stuff that you need, so you don't have to pay for it outside of our platform. Okay, you can just pay the $19.95 a month, and you can get access to the big stuff that you need. Now, if you want anything extra than that, of course, you got to go out and secure that yourself. But his network is a good network to connect with. Now, obviously, I'm going over stuff that's within our network. Okay, we're talking about people who are within our network. Why? Because that's who we want to promote first. Mr. Elijah Washington, another good person you might want to connect with. If you have an anxiety or fear of talking to people, or going out and pitching people, or fear from being able to sell over the phone or anything, contact Mr. Elijah Washington. Why? Because what he does is he's a professional salesperson, and his platform is carrier or shipper acquisition. You can contract him to go out and talk to these carriers, talk to the shippers, present your dispatch agreement, hit them with the pitch, and he will sign them up to your company. He will sign the carriers up to your dispatch agreements. And then I think the way he charges, I don't want to say how I think when he charges you a percentage. If you're within our network, he charges you a percentage of the dispatch fee each time that carrier books freight. Or he gets a percentage of your brokerage fee each time you book freight from that shipper. You move freight from that shipper. If he's the one who signed that shipper up to your brokerage firm. If he's the one that signed that carrier up to your dispatch agreement. Okay? Because I think how he operates, if you're not part of the network, you got to pay him some ungodly retainer to accomplish these things. Okay? So him, and then there's Jason Sonatag. If you need a logistics website, matter of fact, Charles, do you have Jason's link to his site?
I do not, but I can try to find it for you.
Okay, thanks. Now, Charles has posted up his site so you all can connect with him. Jason Sonatag if you need a professional logistics website, if you like the way our site looks, this site, and Charles' site, some other sites, Mr. Sonatag, he has a kind of like a cookie cutter array of specific logistics websites that you can that he can take and he can apply your information to it, and then you will have your own logistics website where your clients can come in, look at your website, and look at the things that you offer and things like that. I mean, it's very quick, it's very cookie cutter, and it is very, very, very visually stunning. He has a visual stunning. His websites are very nice, visually stunning, and they're very professional, and it really puts you on a higher pedestal. Okay. Now, outside of that, go and connect with the Federal Motors Carrier Association. Go and connect with some of these national, some of the things that we have in our back office. You definitely want to be on, which you're already connected to the SITCO site. I'm going to mute you all because this background feed is just getting. Hold on. Make sure you get onto the SITCO site that's in our back office area where you can connect with every shipper. Connect with the site that we use to find carriers, which is what is that site? We've got it in here, and we are adding. And if y'all haven't noticed, we are adding a lot more private load boards too. We're adding a lot more private load boards. Why? Because these private load boards actually are paying pretty good now. Okay, so we're giving you all the connections to a lot of these private load boards. The Federal Motors Charles just put up the Federal Motors Carriers .gov. Make sure you align yourself with them. There's another site to where you can go and look up people who are perpetrating frauds, like bad carriers, bad brokers. There's a site that gives you a list of the brokers who are not paying, carriers who are not paying, shippers who are not paying. They update their list every month, okay, with all of the people you should be watching out for, so to speak, okay. Back to what I was saying, you notice here that we have a lot of private load boards. One of these private load boards is the Mobile Express. Now, I like this Mobile Express board, and here's why I like this. This is not a Pacific load board. Mobile Express just plugs you into a whole bunch of private load boards. Okay, and here's what I'm talking about. Mobile Express, if you notice when you come on, it's not your normal load board where you go in, you put in what states you're looking, what states you're leaving out, or whatever. It has company, which means you got to pull up every company that has loads. And then when you click on one of them, right, you can put in if they have a load leaving out a certain city, going to a certain city, or whatever it could be, and you can put in what type of equipment you want to look on, or whatever is that. You want to look, see if this company's got reefer loads, or whatever whatever the case may be. Or you can just leave it blank and see all their loads, but you can put in the specific city, from, to, and then tell you if they have loads, if that company has loads. And you click search, and it's going to pull them up, and it's going to tell you, now it says that company has 0 reefer loads. So let's click off a reefer, and then just click on, no loads, and let's just click for all loads. Look for their loads, and here they are. This company does have some loads. Someone's got that mic open, and that background is killing us. All right, thank you. All right, as you can see, this company has loads that's leaving, and they're good paying freight. So when you all are looking at the average freight that's paying $1.68, $1.70, when you pull up some of these private load boards, look at this, 328 miles, $1,200. That's good paying freight. 328 miles, $1,200 off the bat. Okay, Sterling, Illinois to Chillicothe, Missouri. All right. You also have that's about what the average is right now, $549 for 1340. That was this call. That's a little bit over average. 797 for 1530, about average. 512, that's about average. Okay, so that's about average on that. But off the bat, their first load up there is pretty good paying load. Okay, so that's with that company. And these are all going to be private load boards. As you can see here, you're going to click on them, more private load boards. Now, I don't know what this is. I wouldn't run that, not 2,200 miles for $1,100. I wouldn't run that. But, hey, you got to do what you got to do, I guess. But, you have all these private load boards that have these private loads on it. Here's a good one. 336 miles, $1,000. That's not bad, okay? 118 miles, $500. That's actually really, really good. And that's probably some type of dedicated. Why? Because it's on here twice. They got that same load. It's a flatbed load, and it's running back and forth twice. So you can probably run 2 of those that day. It's only 118 miles. You can probably run both those loads. But this gives you some idea that a lot of these private load boards are still paying decent freight. And then they got a lot of numbers on stuff on here that you have to call on and negotiate with them probably. But, they've got some good, decent paying freight if you also are checking out some of these private load boards. So get on some of this private stuff, okay? Because the average on that right now is $1.68, $1.75. And that is supposed to be what? The one that's paying, right? And in here, they've got some good stuff. They got Landstar in here also, too. See how you can pull up Landstar and see what loads they have. They've got Landstar in here on some of these private load boards. Yep, and see, there it is. Pull up these Landstar loads. Most of the Landstar loads are probably not going to have the rate on it. You don't want you to call, but you may get lucky and go through here and see one that's got a rate. But Landstar traditionally have been known to have good paying freight. So if you want to access some Landstar loads, get on here, call them up, and see what they got for you. Okay? But, with the number of companies that they have on here, you should not have you're not going to have a lack of options for load. Now, this is within the 100+ load boards that we have, that we give you on top of that. So you've got all these load boards within this little search area here, on top of, in addition to the ones that we have in our back office already.
So are these companies right here like trucking companies?
Yeah, these are companies that have loads that are available that need to be moved. Some of them are brokers, some of them are shippers.
Okay.
Some of them are broker-based, and some of them are shipper-based. Okay? But if you're a dispatcher, you can work with all of them, right? Now, if you are a broker, when you call them up, you got to make sure you ascertain, are they a broker or are they a direct shipper? Quite naturally, Landstar is going to be a broker, right? That's Landstar brokerage. So if you're a broker, you can't get loads from Landstar. Now, Landstar and TQL and some of the other people say, oh yeah, you can run our loads. You may get away with it, but don't ever let somebody report you. And that's it. You understand what I'm saying? And guess what? They're going to be all right. Why? Because they got enough money. You, on the other hand, not going to fare so well. You understand what I'm saying? Which goes back to what we always say, Charles. Always do what?
Double check.
Exactly. And protect yourself.
Protect yourself at all times. Right.
Protect yourself. That's one of our phrases. Protect yourself at all times. Okay? We tell you what the consequences are. We tell you what you can and cannot do. But guess what? You don't work for us. Okay? You ain't gotta do what we say. We just here to give you the advice and tell you what we know to be the consequences. Okay? But please protect yourself at all times. Okay? And you don't want to get caught up in any type of double brokery or anything like that. Okay? Because, there's a lot of dispatchers out there that do work illegally, but there's a lot of dispatchers that work legally. And we try to advise you all on the right way and the legal way to dispatch. If you are dispatching the legal way, brokers should love you. I do not understand why some brokers just hate all dispatchers. Now, I can understand why they would dislike the ones who are posting loads like they are brokers, because they are cutting into their business by doing that, and they have no authority to post loads. But if you are operating under the guidelines, the way the statute outlines it for you, a broker should love you. Why? Because you're performing a free service for them. You're helping them to move more freight, and they're not paying any more money than they would normally pay that carrier. Because that's who they're paying, the carrier. They're not paying you. The carrier is responsible for paying you. So you're doing what? You're providing a free service for them. When I was a broker, dispatchers were my best friends. Somebody can walk up and say, hey, man, let me help you make some money. Oh, you ain't got to pay me nothing. You're not going to like that person? Are you really? You got something against someone who's going to help you make more money and not going to charge you anything for it? Come on, man. Really? That's not the person you want to dislike, right? All right. But anyway, that's just how I feel about it. All right. What time is it, by the way? What time is it? Anybody know what time it is? Can somebody give me a time check?
11:47.
Okay, we got time. We got a little over an hour left. All right.
So you call them.
I'm sorry?
You call that Express Tracks a private load board. So what are the other load boards called?
Well, Mobile Express gives you access to a bunch of private load boards. Other load boards are subscription load boards. Okay, subscription load boards are load boards you got to pay to get access to, and I don't care what you say. What's on Trucker's Path is on 123. What's on 123 is on Internet Truck Stop. What's on Internet Truck Stop is on that. Right? For the most part. You get access to pretty much the same load, because the brokers and the shippers are posting to multiple load boards.
Okay, got it.
Because when does that advertise exclusively on that?
What
you understand what I'm saying?
No.
No one advertises exclusively on that. You're not gonna find these. You can find these loads nowhere else.
Right.
You're only gonna find them here. And I'm doing my Rush Limbaugh. I'm trying to do my Rush Limbaugh. You're only gonna find these loads exclusively here, nowhere else.
Okay, you're gonna have a stack of stuff in a minute.
Hey, it is what it is. I don't care. Hey, he's got the notoriety. So if he wants to come after me, guess what? That's just gonna do what? That's just gonna blow us up, like Martin said.
I mean, you know how he has that stack of stuff he goes through on every show?
Yeah, he needs to go through it. He needs to go through it. Come on, Rush. Come on, Rush. Put us on. We're going to be running around here like, boy, we about to blow up. Well, anyway, let me leave Rush alone. Rush all right, bro. Yeah, hey, do what you got to do, man. Make that money. do what you got to do. You know, because you know he don't believe none of the stuff you're talking about. He just do it because he just doing it because he can shovel it. That's all it is. It beats digging the ditch. Okay, that's all. You know, I understand, Rush. Go ahead, do your thing, man. But look. Yeah, these load boards. But make use of some of these privatized load boards. And we're adding more and more private load boards because we figured out that these private load boards still have some pretty good rates. Okay, and half the time the loads you see on some of these private load boards, you're not going to see them on the subscription load boards. Okay,
so the basic difference is the private load boards are free and the subscription load boards are not.
Exactly. Most of the time, private load boards they are free. But you just gotta know how to get to them. You gotta know somebody to get on to them.
Okay.
You know, it's kind of like being part of an exclusive club. Okay, there's no amount of money you can pay to get on it. You just gotta know somebody. You know what I mean? So that's the difference. And we've noticed that in looking at some of the private load boards, you still have some $3, $4, and $5 freight on there. Versus what's out there now with the subscription load boards is what? $1.78, $1.90. Right? I mean, what's the highest you all have seen on some of these subscription load boards here lately? About what, $2.10, $2.20 at the most? Right now, freight is the subscription stuff is not really out there. Why? Because that's being put on there by brokers, and like Lane Honey shows you, the brokers are not giving up all their money, right? The brokers are holding back. They're holding back their money. And that's why I like Lane Honey. Because Lane Honey does put you up on game. It's going to show you everything that broker is getting. All right. Questions. Let's get back to our questions.
Do you know how old Lane Honey is?
Yeah, they've been around for a long time. Oh, no, Lane Honey? I'm not sure. It's probably on their website.
Yeah, I didn't see it on the about. Okay.
Right, but I bet if you Google it, it'll pop up. Yeah. Now y'all do know there's a little thing. There's a little thing called the little, kind of a little website called Google.
I'm on it.
Yeah, if you ask the right question, they'll give you the right answer. Didn't you see that movie, I, Robot, with Will Smith? Where the doctor killed himself, or had the robot to kill him, and then his what's the thing called? What's the thing? The thing that kind of, it looks like him and it's like a monogram. What do they call that? His hologram. His hologram was talking to Will Smith, and Will asked him a question, and he said, please rephrase the question. And then Will Smith, later on, he asked a question, something, he said, now that's the right question. Okay? I do that from time to time. So y'all have to just bear with this, because I have a very funny sense of humor. I'm a big movie buff. I'm a huge movie buff. I don't think there's a movie that I have not seen or I can't tell you about. So y'all have to forgive me sometimes. I get off into my little nerd moment because I am a nerd at heart. I am a nerd. Okay, I'm going to let y'all know that right now. I'm a computer geek. I'm a nerd. I write code. I'm into coding and all that type of stuff. So, yeah, I'm a nerd, and I'm proud of it. My wife tells me all the time, so you my nerd, and I love you. So that's all that matters. Okay?
Hey, Kevin, I have a question for you.
What's up?
So, when you, I noticed something when I called the on the back office on the loading board, specifically I think it's called Land Honey.
Yeah, Lane Honey.
Lay Honey. So when you go in the back on it, when you go in and search load, what they do is that they put a certain, like the rate in which they are going to pay. But when you call the shipper or the broker, that rate that they are going to pay doesn't match.
Yeah, because that's what we talked about in the beginning of this video. In the beginning, when we first came on, again, Lane Honey. Okay, what they do is they put you up on game, as we say, in the streets or whatever, okay? That's what Lane Honey does. Lane Honey is giving you the real skinny. Lane Honey is showing you all the money that shipper is making available to that broker. Now, that's not saying that's what the broker is going to offer you. Okay? Because all the other load boards, they only show you what the broker is offering. Lane Honey shows you the entire amount of money that is available to that broker on that load. So when you go call that broker, you know how much of a spread you have there, and hopefully hopefully you can move that broker, a little bit this way, and make a little bit more money for yourself or whatever the case may be. Now, how does this help the brokers? It actually really does help the brokers. Okay, because smart brokers know that if I'm offering you this much money, but I have available this much money, you know that I still got to make money, right? And if you came into this, if you're looking for a load that was paying, if you need a load that's paying $225, and I'm offering it to you at $2 or $1.95, but you see I got $5 or $6 or $8 that's available to me, then I can work with you a little bit to move you closer to that $225, and that broker, you can then say, okay, great. If I can get you the $225, we can make that deal work, right? Or I can get you that $235, we can make that deal work. That goes a long ways. That broker will book a lot more freight than if you came in there, you didn't know what that broker had, and that broker is telling you, I got this much money, but then you try to shoot way up where I want $3 a mile, and this and that, and you don't know what the broker's got, and then you say, because the broker says, well, I'm only paying this, and you say, well, okay, well, and you hang up, and you go into the next load. You see what I'm saying? That broker has a better chance of closing you when all of you know what's on the table. Smart brokers know that. Smart brokers know that. Okay? If I was still a broker, that is how I would definitely be on Lane Honey. I would be posting all my loads on Lane Honey and showing everybody how much money I had available on those loads. Because if I can split the difference with you, I'm going to book more freight, you're going to make more money, and I'm going to be one of the most sought-after brokers out there. All right?
Okay.
All right. What other questions we got today? Come on, y'all talk to me. We got about an hour. We got about a half hour. Because there's stuff I want to talk to y'all about after, before we shut down today. But we got about a half hour. So y'all talk to me. Come on. We've had some great questions today. I really appreciate y'all asking these questions. We had some great questions today. This is going to make for a great segment when it comes available. A lot of people are going to learn a lot from it. And that's why we do this. That's why we do this, because our videos. Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, this is Stacy.
Hey, Stacy, how you doing?
Hi. I missed probably the first 15 minutes, and I know you was talking about the subscription. With the subscription, I'm just trying to find out, is it on the how can I get to y'all to get the subscription? Is it something you're going to send to me? I know you mentioned something about an invoice.
All right. If you are enrolled already, once you enroll, let me go to my Square account. Once you enroll, let me sign into my good old Square account. So I'll be looking at my money now. Last time I did this, you know how many comments I got on YouTube? Oh, look at that, he got this, he got that. Look what it is, how much, look at his outstanding, look at the invoices. And somebody has just actually came on and did a thing. I'm going to have to make sure. If you're watching and you just did this, it will be processed. Today is Saturday. Interns don't work on Saturdays. I mean, I have to do all the processing on Saturday. So the interns don't work on Saturdays as far as the processing. But I'll get to this as soon as I get through with this today. All right. Here's what happens. Matter of fact, I'm going to process this and let y'all see what happens. Okay. This is what happens. All right. All right. I go on here. I get a new order. Okay. We get this in. See, the interns usually do this. So I'm kind of fumbling. But we go in here, we look for the customer. All right, we look for the customer. All right, go to directory. All right, there we go. Go to directory. And I look at last visited. And there's the customer right there, Miss Lindale McCullough. Thank you, Lindale. Nice of you to join us. Glad for you to join our platform. Nope, that's not the one she just did it. No, that's Linda probably went in and paid her monthly subscription. She actually came to us 2 months ago. As y'all can see here, she first visited us 2 months ago. And she just visited us 3 hours ago. I mean, she probably went in and paid her subscription. This is the new one. Oh, no, we got something that came in. All right, this is the new one right here, Sharon Washington. Because her first visit was 4 hours ago, and now she is last visit 4 hours ago, which that's the new one right there. Okay? Because I've been dealing with you all for about the last 3 hours, and before that I was getting ready, so that's probably why I hadn't processed it yet. But I'm going to process this for her to show y'all what that is, and make sure this is her. Yep, that is it, because that is a new purchase. All right, that's her enroll. That's the one that just enrolled. Now, when someone first enrolls, what we do is, what they do is, let me see here, make sure I got this right. They go in, they pull up our, I think it's in here, the Word files. Hold up. Yes, they pull up the enrollment documents, RBBS Logistics Learning Center. They pull that up. Yep, they pulled that up. All right, and they copy and paste this. And this is pretty much, you know, your acknowledgement that we have received your order. Come on now. I don't want to do all of that because it copies it kind of funny when I do it all blacked out like that. Now when you all are here, it don't act right. There we go. All right. We usually copy and paste this, and this is basically just your acknowledgement, the confirmation that we receive your order. And that's basically what that is. Remove all this stuff out of the way so I can get to it. And this is confirmation that we received your order, and we're going to send you a message. It's going to go right to your email that you put in. And we paste that, and we hit send. And that sends it right out to you. And then it goes right over to you. Then the next thing that we send you is this. Come on. The next thing that we send you is the options for you to choose your subscription. Okay? If I can find it, here we go. Click on that, and it's the subscription, our student, there it is right there. This is the subscription, the option for the subscription. We're going to send you this. And I'm going to post it on here so you all can see it too, just to see if it'll let you all see it. It might be too much though. I don't know if it'll let me post all of this to the whole group. Nah, it's not going to let me do it. It's too much. But it's too much. Then we go down here and then we post this, and we send a copy of this. All right, now I'm gonna show y'all what these messages look like, so y'all can see them. So y'all can see them real quick. Give me a second here. And the reason why I'm doing this, because this goes directly into what we were just talking about, what she was just asking me about about how do you send in So whatever receipt you got back from us, or the confirmation you got back from us, if you reply to it, you know, saying that you want to get your subscription, then we will send you this. This is what you're gonna get. We will send you this right here. This message right here is what you're going to get. All right. Does everyone see this message? It basically states, our students can now earn twice as much per load booked. Students now retain 100% of their dispatch fee, full 10% of the load fee. Please reply and indicate your membership access selection subscription. Option A, $19.95 monthly subscription, member and full back office access, or option B, $199.50 yearly subscription, member and full back office access, or option C, network enrollment member, and you get access to the Facebook chat group, training video library, and the weekly live training only. This is for if you just want to remain, the option C is if you want to just remain a enrolled member and not become a subscription member, okay? Now, if you want to become a subscription member, you got to pay either the monthly subscription or the yearly subscription. If you opt for the yearly subscription, you are cutting off 2 monthly payments off your monthly subscription. And that's why you're getting it for $199.50 instead of $234 is what you would pay if you paid it out by the month. If you paid it out by the year, you cut it down to $199.50 for the entire year, and you will be.
I have a question for that.
and you'll be billing your subscription each year. Yes, somebody has a lot of feedback, and it's really going to come out really distorted on this video. Okay, so if you've got some stuff going on in the background, you might want to mute your thing, and then come back to us.
All right, my question, Kevin.
Yeah.
So based on the subscription, say if somebody subscribe $9.95 monthly, right? In later on, in the next month, they say, "Well, hey, I want to do the yearly subscription." How do you feel about that?
All right, if you want to do the yearly subscription, then you pay you're gonna pay the full yearly subscription, and you won't be billed until that time next year. So if you pay it, all right. Let's say you paid 2 months of your monthly subscription, and you say, I want to just switch this over to a yearly subscription. All right?
Correct.
If you pay, say, January and February, and then now it's March, then I want to do the yearly subscription. And it's March 14th. All right? You're gonna pay the $199.50, and you won't be billed until March 14th the next year, not January the next year, but March the next year. You see what I'm saying? You're still only paying 1 year subscription because you're not going to be billed again until the next year at time, which means you got what? 2 months off,
2 months
and you got 2 months, and you got 2 months from the time you first paid your subscription. You see what I'm saying? So that's how that works. All right. So, but that's how the interns process everything. They go in there, they just copy and paste. We try to make things very simple. We try to make things where it's all, and we do the copy and paste stuff because they're interns. I mean, we don't want them trying to make up stuff. We just want them, we send them that, they get those Word files and everything, and they have instructions. When the order comes in, this is what you copy and paste first. This is what you copy and paste next. It really is just that simple. I mean, I love Square. If any of you are thinking about adding some type of management platform to your business, Square is perfect. Trust me on that. Square the Square business is perfect. Now, I'm not talking about the little Square Cash app. I'm talking about Square Business, which is squareup.com. Not square.com, but go to squareup.com in order to access the Square Business download. And it's free to download because you have to pay anything to get their system. They'll send that to you. They'll send you your card swipe. They'll set up your virtual terminal, everything where you can take credit card payments. You can get your Square Capital loans, all that type of stuff already integrated. All you do is you pay the percentage of each. You pay them a percentage of each transaction. You don't get no better than that.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am. Who am I speaking with?
This is Lorinda. I joined, well, my sister, Darlene, joined on the 14th of February. Okay. And the first $19.95 was bill due for February 28th. Should that have been March 14th since I joined February 14th?
Hold up. No, it's 14 days later, not 30 days later.
Oh, really?
Yeah, your subscription is billed for 14 days later. And the reason why we do it, and here's the reason why we do this, because you start getting access immediately, right? Right?
Yeah.
So you will get your first 14 days free. Look, because you get access immediately. This is not paid after the month. This is prepaid before the month. You don't pay your subscriptions after that month. You pay your subscription for the upcoming month. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay, I got it. Thanks.
Yeah. On any subscriptions, you're not paying for the month that you've used already because you don't have any credit. This is not credit. Okay, this is not credit. Anytime you do any type of subscription, I don't care who it is, they're not issuing you a month of credit. That's not what they're doing. You have to prepay for that month. Then you get that month, you pay, you get that month. At the end of that month, you pay, you get the next month. Okay, that's how that works. But we, on the hand, we say, okay, well, we understand that you all just paid your enrollment fee. So guess what? We're not going to have you to prepay for the entire month. We're going to have you to prepay for half the month, but you still get the entire month. Why? Because you get immediate access. As soon as you decide, I want this type of subscription, we immediately give you access. You get access to your back office thing, all your tools, everything. But you ain't got to pay us until 14 days later.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's why I was confused, because I don't have access.
Yeah, you don't have access yet because you haven't paid your subscription. Yeah,
I did.
You don't have access yet?
Well, let me understand. So when the invoice comes, I have to physically go and pay it. It doesn't like auto draft?
No, it doesn't auto draft.
Oh, okay.
No, you have to authorize that. We're not just going to start taking your money without your permission.
So does it auto draft after the first month?
If you authorize it. Okay. When you get that first invoice and you get ready to pay it, there's an option there to put it on automatic charge, the ACH. Okay. But that's your option. We're not going to assume that you want us to just take your money every month. we're not that presumptuous.
Okay, I understand.
You have to authorize that. You have to authorize that because what happens is, let's say somewhere down the line, because we've had a couple people that have got down the line and say, hey, I don't like this, so now I want all my money back. But guess what? That's not how this works. We're going to send to your bank your authorization that you authorize for us to take those payments. We're going to send to your bank the receipt that you got. We're going to send to your bank showing your logins. When you log into the back office, we're going to send to your bank. When you will send the email, and then you respond back to us with the reply. So we're going to send your bank everything showing that, no, you ordered this, and you used this. So guess what? You paid for this. Okay, so there is no, well, giving my money back because I've gotten it, I've used it, I've, done whatever with it, but I don't like it. No.
I get it.
Okay? All right. Questions. Come and talk to me. I really want to hear you. Now, y'all know what I do when I don't get no questions, right? I start singing. Y'all don't want to hear me sing. Y'all might want to ask me some questions. Can I talk to you?
I feel like I'm full of questions today.
That's good. You should be full of questions. You just started, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm trying to start. Okay.
There you go.
So you talked on one of your last videos about starting a trucking company without trucks.
Yeah.
Now, you go and get your DOT number and MC just like.
Okay. Now, I'm not going to get into that because I don't have enough time. I'm be honest with you right now. But yes, there's a way. There's a way you can start your own trucking company without owning any trucks yourself. Now, that is a show all by itself, which I would be happy to do a show on that, or give us a call on Monday, at 866-973-6445. And
I don't want to know the process. It was a real short question. Just is the insurance for a company like that different than a regular carrier insurance? That was my only question.
Not yes and no.
Okay. Well, all right then.
Is not as simple as you might think it is, but it's a little bit of a complicated question. But it's yes and no.
Okay, no problem.
You're gonna have what's called a blanket insurance policy. Now, because your carriers that are signing on with you, they're all basically signing on as independent contractors. Okay? They're signing on as independent contractors. And under contract law, they can be held responsible for their own insurance on their own personal vehicle. Why? Because they own the vehicles. You understand? They own the vehicles, and remember, under contract law, they own the vehicle. Okay? They'll just sign under your authority to run underneath your authority. But they are the owner-operators of their vehicle. They just don't have their own authority. Okay? So they still have to have their own insurance on their vehicle. You have to have liability and blanket insurance on the company itself, which means you got to have at least one truck as an asset to your company, that you have your DOT insurance and all your inspections and stuff, all that stuff on, just like you would do if you were driving your own truck. Okay? Now, the long gist of how you do that is what the show would be about. How you can accomplish that without actually buying a truck yourself. And that's what the show is about. That's what I would give you an entire show on how you can do this. Okay? So that would be probably one of our next, if you all send me enough, things saying, hey, let's do a show on that, then we'll do a show on that. Or just call me up and we'll do a private consultation on it, and I can tell you how to do it. Or I might just do a quick spot training on it, and then broadcast that spot training. All right?
Okay, thank you.
All right. What's the time we got here? Let's check the time here and see where we at. Give me a second here. Whew. Feel like I've been sitting in this chair for a minute. All right, let's check the time. Great questions, by the way, everybody. I really appreciate you all involvement. This is what these platforms are meant for. All right, it's 12:17. We got about 3 minutes before we shut down the Q&A, and I got some stuff I want to go over with you all. All right, so anybody got a question? Probably gonna be one of the last questions, or if you got something you want to know, let's hear it now. If not, we can go into oh yeah, Charles put up Jason Sontag's website, so I'm gonna do it right here. Yeah, here it is right here. Remember the guy I was telling you about that can do your website? This is it. Jason Sontag, he does the all-in-one tech support, and he does websites and stuff where he can. This is websites, design, development. I wanted to see one of his sites. Charles, didn't he have a sample site up?
Yeah, I just reached out to him. He said he's redesigning some stuff, but this is the original one.
Okay, because I know he had a beautiful sample site. I was like, wow. I was like, man, he's as good as I am with developing these sites, and he does them quick too. but he has a beautiful sample site that he has, and I'm a little bit. Now I'm gonna have to redo mine, because I know if he's doing some redesigns, he gonna come back with that heat. I know he's gonna come back with that heat. So I'm gonna have to step mine up and redo mine. Okay, but that's his site right there. There's a link there, all in one support. Yeah, all in one tech support. There it is right there. That's all -in-one spelled out tech support. You can probably Google it and you'll probably come up with it and everything. But he's very, very, very good. And you all get discounts for being part of the network when he sets up you all sites and everything. So there you go. All right. All right, we're going to call it for the day. I got some things I got to go over. Now, first of all, I want to thank everyone for all their questions. Questions were great today. Great today. Great training, great show, great questions. These questions and answers are going to help a lot of people. And that's really the main reason why we do this, is because remember, these are all free. These 3-hour long videos, they're all free. I don't know of any other freight broker training course or any trainers that's giving you 3 hours of free training every week. Okay, and we do this because it's all part of our giveaway. Okay, that's the business practice that we practice. I told everybody this before. You can go back and look at some of the other videos, and I talk about the giveaway, and which was given to me by a billionaire. And he said, this is the secret to creating ungodly amount of wealth, is you have to create something that earns money and something that's duplicatable, and then you have to give it away. And you give it away, and you give it away with the instructions that all you got to do is I'm going to give it to you, and then you in turn turn back and just drop me off a little piece of what you made off of it. And then you give it to somebody else, and they do the same thing. And that's a giveaway. You know, Bill Gates did it. Mark Zuckerberg did it. And they're both, two of the richest men on the face of the planet. Okay? Well, you don't pay nothing for Facebook and all the stuff that you use on Facebook. That's all free to you. You don't pay anything to get on Internet Explorer and access Word and PDF and all that type of stuff. That's all free to you. When everybody else was charging, in the beginning for all that stuff, Bill Gates said, "Nah, I'm gonna give it away free." And look what it brought back to him. $78 billion in net worth, about $50 billion in liquid cash money. No other man on the face of the planet has more cash on hand than he does. Nobody can stroke a check for more than he can and it not bounce. Yeah, there are other men who may be richer, but ain't nobody got more cash than Bill Gates. And it all came from what? The giveaway system. Okay, so, if you're going to build your business, you're going to build any type of business platform, there may be a system you might want to think about. All right? But anyway, and speaking of that giveaway system, let's get into something here that I want to show you all. All right? And we're going to go into another area here. And the reason why I'm doing this is because this is a subsidiary of the RBBS Corporation. RBBS Corporation is basically a conglomerate that I'm building. It's a combination of companies all coming under one parent company, a combination of subsidiaries that are all coming under one parent company. And one of our new subsidiaries is P4L, the P4L Corp. And you can find it at p4l.net. You can find it at p4l.net, okay? And this is the P4L. Let me get rid of some of this. There we go. All right. Now, this is the company that I actually started. And the reason why I'm telling you all about this is because if you are a subscription member, we are going to be starting next week, starting this week coming. We're going to have ads on Indeed. We're going to have ads on Glassdoor and all of the sites. And it is going to be a nationwide ad campaign. Every city, every state, we're going to put an ad in. And we're going to be looking for P4L executives, account managers. Okay? Now, this is not a business opportunity. That's not what this is. You can't pay any amount of money to join the P4L Corporation. You can't pay any amount of money to become a P4L executive. You have to be hired. Each and every person that comes on with us will be a 1099 employee of the company. This is not a business opportunity. This is a true giveaway system. Okay? This is a true giveaway system. You cannot pay us to become a part of this platform, and become a part of this company. Okay? What this is a true career opportunity. Right? You will be a 1099 employee. You will work for the P4L Corporation. All right. P4L basically stands for Parts for Less. Pick and Pull Prices, Dr. Pick and Pull. I actually started this company about 10 years ago, but I didn't have the technology or the know-how to launch it or present it the way I had envisioned it. And here it is 10 years later. I've gained more knowledge. I gained more access to more technology. I have more funding behind me. So now I can actually launch it, present it, develop it the way it was meant to be developed. All right. Basically, it is a automotive parts brokerage firm. I know you all don't hear that term very often because there are not many of them out there. Okay? It is an automotive parts brokerage firm where instead of going to the parts stores and buying retail, you go to the store, you get a part, whatever it could be, you can order a part through a P4L executive or through our main site here. You can order a part and we will ship a brand new part to you and you get it at 70 to 75% less than retail. brand new parts, full warranty, some lifetime warranties, year warranties, 5-year warranties, whole 9 yards. Brand new parts. Why? Because we have contracted with a couple of parts manufacturers out of Mexico. Yeah, I know they're building a wall, but guess what? We still get parts from Mexico. Okay? All right. So we have contracted with some parts manufacturers out of Mexico where they actually make the parts and they give us full lifetime and 5-year warranty on them. Okay? So you're basically getting parts manufactured direct to the general public. Now, how does this trickle down to you all as P4L executives? Everyone knows that there is a shade tree mechanic in every neighborhood. I mean, we got one out of this complex. Guy around the corner now, he fixes cars. Shade tree mechanic on every street, every neighborhood, every city, every state in the United States. Even in some of the little country towns or whatever, the shade tree mechanics everywhere. You all probably know 5 or 6 of them right off the top of your head. But the problem is, when those shade tree mechanics fix your cars and they need parts, where do they go to get the parts from? They got to go down to the store, to the parts store, and they got to pay full retail for the doggone thing. So if they're paying full retail for a radiator that you need for your Cadillac CTS, and they've got to pay $375 for it, what do you think they got to charge you to fix that radiator in your car? Anybody want to care to guess? They're gonna have to charge you what?
Yes, I can take a guess. Yeah. And give me your guess. So if they charge that and then for the parts and labor, it would double the price. You might be looking at about $1,000.
Exactly. Exactly. They are pretty much doubling the price because that's how they're gonna make their money. If they don't double the price, they're not gonna make nearly as much money, and you're gonna always pay more for that service. You might as well have went to a regular mechanic, right, and got your car done at a regular mechanic if you're going to pay that much money, right? Right. So that opens up a huge market for people like yourselves who are motivated people, who are already in a platform where you have to go out and sell and talk to people and make things happen because you want to work your own thing. So this opens up a huge opportunity to hit a market that is pretty much untouched. An entire market, an industry that is untouched. So, as P4L executives, your job would be to go out and connect with these shade tree mechanics, these mom and pop mechanic shops, these mom and pop parts stores, or whatever the case may be, and let them know that you can get them brand new parts with lifetime warranties for 70% off, for 70% less than it costs in the store, in the retail store. Give you an example. We can get you a radiator for a Cadillac, and I looked this up last night, for a Cadillac CTS, okay, luxury premium. A radiator is going to run you $375 to $550 if you go. Does that include shipping? I'm sorry?
Does that include shipping and handling?
You got a big echo. No what now?
Does that include the shipping and handling?
Well, I'm getting to that. Slow down on me, okay? just slow down. And we're getting to that. Slow down. But if you go to the store, if you go to AutoZone, or if you go to what's the other one? Any discount auto parts or whatever it is, you go to these places and you're going to pay $375 to $550 just for that part. Now, you don't have shipping with them. Why? Because you're going to pick the part up and you're just going to bring it back, okay? But we can get you that same part, $145. $145, same part, is what it's going to cost us. $145, in some cases, $110, $104. Anything over $50 is free shipping. Any new part order over $50 is free shipping. And it ships in 2 days. 2-day shipping. So it can be shipped to you if it's too big to go to you, or it can be shipped to your mechanic shop right to their door.
So do I have to use my my carrier to be able to do this work?
You have to use your what now?
My carrier to be able to do that work if I'm doing it in bulk.
No, I mean you can, but no. I mean you gotta when you order. Look, here's what happens. As a P4L executive, you will have a back office access. Right? You will get a back office. Now I'm not going to go into the back office because you all are not P4L executives. Because our back office has all our suppliers in it. I'm not going to show you our suppliers, so we're not going to go into the back office. Okay? I think I can go into the corporate officer only. Executive. I think I can do the corporate officer only. I can go to the corporate office only and show you that part, but because I don't think I have anything loaded up in the corporate office yet. So, I'm trying to remember my password. Trying to remember my password in my info at by P. And then what is that password? Nope, that's not it. There we go. I got it that time. All right, yeah. All right. You have a back office area. I don't want to get into that. I don't get into my part suppliers and all that stuff. So I'm about to get y'all out of there. We'll go down here. Y'all can see that part right there. We have to go down here to this part. But you can get into and you can see the part suppliers and stuff. And I really don't want to get into that because I don't want to show all my suppliers. I'm going to go to the other area. Let's try P4L back office. There we go. Let's try this area right here. All right, we're going to this area right here. P4L back office. All right, there you go. All right, P4L back office. All right, I haven't loaded anything up in here yet, so that way I can kind of just let y'all hang out here for a minute. But anyway, when you come into your back office, this is where you all's area is going to be. P4L executive back office. You all won't have access to the corporate offices only. That's just for myself, my wife, who is my vice president, and another business partner that we have, who is our operations officer. Okay, we're the only ones who are going to have access to the corporate area. You all will not have access to our suppliers. What you all will have access to is all your tools and resources. Much like you all have access to your tools and resources that you all have now. You have access to your contracts that you're going to be giving in your agreement forms that you're going to have to when you sign up the mechanics to use our services. Okay, to access our website, to access the ordering forms and things like that. You're going to have your automated ordering your portal where you can go in and look up the vehicles and the parts and everything you need to look up, and then you can submit it, and then it's gonna come over to our over to us, and we're gonna be able to look that up and price it for you, and then send you back your quote by email or by phone call. Okay, we can have this done to where you're in contact with us directly, because you're the ones who's gonna go back to your client and say, here's what I can do for you. As far as if you want to give me a sample of parts to order, give me, if you need radiators, fuses, alternators, transmissions, whatever it is, let me take a look at it and I'll give you some sample prices. Let you know what we can get them for you for. Okay? And then you basically, if they like what they see, they like what they hear, right? You basically got to sign them up to a service contract to where they're going to be ordering, and you're going to be their account manager. And the profit, guess what? We're going to split it with you. Depending on the size of the account or the number of accounts you have, you're going to be getting anywhere from 25%, you're going to be making anywhere from 25% of the profit to 50% of the profit. And every time your client orders parts, now some of these shade tree mechanics, they may order, $5,000 worth of part every week. Or they may order, a couple $100 every day, or whatever the case may be. But some of these places are going to be ordering a huge number of parts. Because on average, and we've done the research, on average, the average mechanic shop that has one mechanic, the average mechanic shop with one mechanic usually orders or uses $10,000 worth of parts every single week. Now, imagine if you go to a shade tree mechanic who's really good, or a small mom and pop mechanic shop, and they got 3 or 4 mechanics, or 5 or 6 mechanics, or whatever the case may be. They on average $10,000 a week in parts. Not to mention they got to do something big like an engine or a transmission or something like that. Imagine the residual income that you're looking at on a bi-weekly basis. Just imagine that type of residual. So you're starting to see the opportunity that would be unfolding here. You're starting to see the opportunity that would be unfolding. Not only that, not only new parts, but if you have someone who is looking for, and our website is very, very, very user friendly. You all as people as executives, let's say you got somebody you know that just wants a part. And we're not talking about the mechanics or whatever this is, but you can do this with the mechanics too. Let's say you know someone who just wants a part. You come in and you do a lookup. You come in and put in the year, the make, the model, the phone number, the email address, and you put in that right there. Now, when you put in your phone number, email address, you're going to be putting in your phone number and email address if you're doing this for someone, right? You're going to put in your phone number and email address, right? Now, when you put in the, then you're going to put over here and you're going to tell us about the part. You're going to tell us about the parts you need. When it comes in, we are going to send that out, and you're going to tell us if it's a new part or a used part. Now, this is a new part, because we know if it comes in here, it's going to be a new part. If you want used part, you're going to click on used part. Okay, if you want a big rig part, you're going to click on big rig part, because we get those too. Now, new parts are naturally all going to be warranted. Why? Because they're going to have anywhere from a 1 to a lifetime warranty on them. If you're looking for new parts. If you got someone that says, well, I don't want a new part, I just want a used part. Guess what? Our used part, we are connected to 7,500 salvage yards across the United States. So remember I told y'all I was a coder. Okay, I write code and I'm an egghead. You know, that's what I do. I do this computer stuff. That's my life. All right? But I wrote an algorithm that immediately connects us with pretty much every salvage yard, used part manufacturer, or or rebuilt parts house in the United States, Canada, and Europe. So when you all send this in and you hit submit, all it's doing is it's going out to every last one of those salvage yards. It's sending it out to all of them, every last one of them. And then they're going to respond back with either a phone call or an email showing you the part, telling you, I got it, this is what it costs, this is what it's going to cost me to get it to you, whole 9 yards. And you know as well as I know, if you're looking at a lot of these salvage yard parts and used parts or whatever, and these parts are, these companies, they recondition these parts, they shrink wrap them and everything, so they're actually pretty good working parts. They are working. I've used them myself on several occasions on some cars, on some of my vehicles. So they are great working parts, and some people just want used parts. But regardless of what they're looking for, you're going to be able to find it. Even if it is a hard to find part, I have been able to find. This is the business that got me out of the shelter, if you all want to know. This is the first business that I did when I was in the shelter. I did it from a little spot. Matter of fact, I think if I go to YouTube, I can show it to you. I did it from a little spot, office that was donated to me, and I think I can pull it up here. Parts for less. See here. Parts for less. Pick and pull prices without the pick and pull. I think it might still be in here. There it is right there. That's me. This is it right here. This is, I'm going to send you all the link. But this is the link. And let me give it to you all. But there it is. Okay, but that's it right there. That was me. I was still at the shelter. I would get dressed up every day and walk down to my office and do my thing at my little parts store that I had. Okay, and I ran this for about I actually ran this for about a year, but this is what got me out of the shelter. Well, I would just look up wholesale parts and have them shipped and and marked up a little bit, and lo and behold, I was making about I was doing about $5,000 a month from the shelter. Okay, and that's how I got my first place after being homeless and started my business, and this is the business that got me out of the shelter. But I couldn't really develop it the way I wanted it to, not the way I envisioned. I couldn't do the expansion and all the stuff that it was pretty much just myself and 4 other homeless guys that I had, and then I hired, and we just operated right from that spot. So it is a proven business model. It does work. If we can do it from a shelter, and each one of us was turning it somewhere between $3,000 and $5,000 a month each. I mean, what could you do with it? Okay, but that's what we're looking at. This is what we're looking at. So we connected these salvage yards, and we were able to find. A guy called me up one time. He needed some type of differential for a 69 Shelby. Okay, and you car buffs, y'all know what I'm talking about. It couldn't be found anywhere. He had spent, it was his wife's car, and she had died about 6 years before that, and he wanted to restore it. And I think they had been married for like 47 years, and she died about 6 years before that. He had been trying to restore this car for about 6 years, and he could not find a certain part for it, some type of rear end differential or whatever it was, but he couldn't find it. He just couldn't find it. And he saw our ad and said, "Hell," he said, let me just give y'all a shot." He sent it over to me. I put it into the system. I sent it out. About 8-9 hours later, I got an email from a salvage yard in Stuttgart, Germany. And they said, "Yeah, we got it." I said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah, we got it." He said, "How much can I have it for?" He said, "I'll let you have it for $210, American dollars. Now it's going to cost you about almost $300 to have it shipped, but you can get it." So for about $510, he could get it. So I called him back up. I said, "Well, shoot, it's a hard to find part." Now I didn't know his backstory. I didn't know this was for his wife or whatever. I didn't know his backstory. I didn't know he wanted the part. So I said, "I can probably make a little money off this." So I called him. I said, "Hey, I got it, but it's probably gonna cost you about $800." And the guy started crying on the phone. He literally started crying. And I'm like, "Okay, I can cut that a little bit." Because I'm thinking that he was crying because I had told him $800. He said, No. He said, "Look, I would pay you $4,000 for it because he's like, you don't understand. I've been looking for this car for 6 years. I've been trying to restore this car because it was my wife's car, and I wanted to give it to our great granddaughter, and I just couldn't find the part." And I immediately felt bad by charging the guy $800 for the doggone thing. I did. I felt really, really bad. But that goes to show you that the power of a network by networking things. And that's basically what this is. We have networked with every salvage yard basically throughout the United States, Europe, and Canada. More than 7,500 salvage. It's actually more than that. That's why we just put more than 7,500. I think the last time I actually looked at it, it had built up to almost 10,000. Because it's always growing. Because we send that, it's like an algorithm that goes out and it finds these emails that have the tag salvage yard, used parts, rebuilt parts or whatever, and it just adds it to our contact list automatically. It just adds them to our contact list. So when I hit the submit button, it goes out to all of them. And they all respond back to the one email address if they have it, or they respond back to the one phone number if they have it. So when you put this in, it's gonna come to us, and we're gonna transmit it. And then it's going to come back to us, and then we're going to let you know, okay, here's the emails, and we're going to forward them right over to you. Here's the email from this company, from that company, that company. They got it, they got it, they got it, and they got it. And then when you want it, you place the order with us, and we order it, have it drop shipped right to them. They pay us with a debit credit card right on our Square account. We'll send them the invoice for it, or send them the thing where they click on it. They pay, order comes right there and drop to them. You get credit for the commission. You get your commission check 2 weeks later. Okay, so whether it's that or whether it's big rig parts, we'll also be able to get you big rig parts. We're talking about, and we're talking about anything big, not just the semi trucks. We're talking about heavy duty equipment like the cranes and the big caterpillars and like those stuff like that. The huge stuff. We can get it. We can get entire truck cabs. Why? Because we are connected with what? Again, more than 1,000 big rig and huge engine part salvage yards and rebuilt manufacturers and plants. It's the power of networking again. The power of building a network. And we're going to use this network to create this another group within our conglomerate and create a true giveaway career opportunity. Okay? Now, the catch is this. You will have to submit your resume, and you have to go through an evaluation and hiring process for the first year. Because this first year, we only want people who we know are committed and who we know are dedicated and who we know are real go-getters and entrepreneurs. Now, with that being said, I know that those of you who are paying your subscription, you're automatically, in my mind, you're go-getters. You're committed. Why? Because you're not just supporting us with lip service, you support us with check service. I told my wife the other night, I said, look, real support is check service, not lip service. Okay? We was having this discussion, and God knows, I love my wife, but we was having this discussion where, she just started her first business, and she's nervous and excited all at the same time, and I've done this several times, so I tend to give advice. And of course, when you're married to someone, you're emotionally involved, you can't really give advice like that because they're going to take it the wrong way sometimes. But, we got into a little back and forth, and she was like, oh, you just don't want to be supportive. I said, really? I said, really? I said, I was like, I'm your only and main investor. We put $3,000-$4,000 towards the van, all your equipment, everything. We've invested, what, $15,000, $20,000 into her starting her business. And she said, you don't want to be supported. And so my thing was, real support is check service, not lip service. So, people out there, they'll talk in your ear, hey, I got you, I'll do this and that. You the man, that's lip service. All right? If you really want to support someone, stroke a check. I'm just being honest. I'm not trying to, talk down or anybody like that. But if you really want to show you how committed you are and how supportive you are, stroke a check. Lip service is just lip service. That's not support. Real support is check service. Okay? And those of you who are basically stroking the check every month for your $19.95 or your yearly check for $199.95 because you all are committed. I know you're committed. So therefore, you won't have to go through a hiring process. If you are a subscription member, if you want to be a P4L executive, the door is already open. All you've got to do is walk through it. Okay? For those of you who are subscription members, hear what I'm saying. If you are a subscription member into our existing platform and you want to be a P4L executive, if you think this is something you can do and you think you can be good at it, whatever the case may be, all you got to do is walk through the door. Send me an email, call me up and say, hey, I want to be a P4L executive. You don't need to send us a resume. You don't need to send us this type of hiring process. We're going to send you your contract. We're going to send you your your 1099, and you're going to be ready to go. Everybody else, you're going to have to go through the hiring process. That's just how it is. You're going to have to go through the hiring process. Because we only want those people who are the select. We want the cream of the crop. Because we're doing something that, and we're doing it in a manner that not very many companies are able to do. We're starting a mass program and mass hiring process all at once. All at once. Mass program and mass hiring process all at once. Okay? All right. But that's it. I think our time is up. So if you want to be in on this, give me a call, send us an email, talk to us. But that's going to be it, and we're going to do that for today. I want to thank you all for joining us again. I appreciate each and every last one of you all coming in and joining us for our segment of the Booking Freight from Home show. And we'll see you all here next week. Same back channel, same back time. Y'all have a great day. Love you all.